Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Altar Call. I'm your host, Tane. This week, it's going to be a reality ramble episode, but focused on the new addition to the Housewives, the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. And I have Brian with me. Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm great. I am excited for a new Housewives city. I am disappointed that the Midwest is still being ignored here. We couldn't do Chicago. We couldn't do Detroit. I would love Real Housewives of Milwaukee or something stupid like that. But no, let's do Rhode Island. Sure.
A little housekeeping before we dive into it, guys. Bonus episodes, patreon.com/slash autocall MAFS. There's going to be a new episode this week and waiting for the 90-day tell all. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. We are
Who
just
knows?
100,000 episodes into the season, but going to be covering that on the regular feed. Brian and I are covering Welcome to Plattsville this season. The premiere is up. You can check that out. We'll be covering that bi-weekly. Have an interview with the producer, reality TV producer, Liv, that you can check out. Answers all your questions. Have with Aid, the death and life of Lamar Odom and this man. Check it
Mhm.
out to hear our thoughts on that. Okay, to your point about Rhode Island, when I first heard the announcement, I was like, this is random. Rhode Island?
Mhm.
I mean, sure, let's do that. But I felt the same way with Salt Lake City, but also because I
Yeah.
was going in with preconceived notions where I'm like, they don't even drink alcohol. It's going to be religious. Like, what are
Mhm.
we going to get out of it? But what do I know? I say this all the time. We got jail, black eyes, receipts, timelines.
You got catfishing. It's at least Salt Lake City has an identity. I think when I think of Salt Lake City, I think specifically there's a lot of Mormons there, and that lake is really salty, and the Jazz play there for some reason. With Rhode Island, I'm just like, it's small as hell. I know one city in the state. That's all I know about Rhode Island.
Yeah. I mean, I have to trust them. I was going to ask you, I was like, what do you know about Rhode Island? Because I fear this show is making me realize that I don't think I knew anything about it. Like, did I know that it was like the cousin to Jersey? Like, I don't think I knew all of this.
So there's different kinds of Rhode Island, basically. So there's Rhode Island. It reminds me of Connecticut because like when Connecticut pizza became a thing, I'm like, what the fuck? Why are there Italians in Connecticut? It turns out, oh, there's a lot of Italian Americans in Connecticut. Rhode Island has that part, and it also has like super waspy, old money, like we came over on the Mayflower type people too. And
Mm.
it's like of the two, I'm happy we chose this one because I don't need to watch old money, snooty rich white folks do a show. Give me like messy people. Motherfuckers messy. This is gonna be a messy season. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I other than that, I know very little about Rhode Island. I think there's one Ivy League school in Rhode Island, maybe. Maybe is that where Brown is? Yeah, Brown is in Rhode Island. So that's all I got.
Again, like I said, I did not realize that I did not know anything until now. Because I'm like, why did it sound like Jersey? Why is this
Yeah.
the I didn't I knew it was small, but the way everyone is reminding us, like, listen, everybody knows everybody. Like we know
Hmm.
everything about this, which makes it even more interesting that people will sign up for this. But again, the housewives fame is a completely different thing. It's a thing that all these women like aim to achieve to
Hmm.
their detriment because these people always have skeletons and they are cast because of these skeletons. And I'm
Of
like,
course.
my brain is like, I'm just gonna lay low, let nobody know. But these people are like, I'm coming to the forefront. Even though the internet is vicious, everybody's a
Hmm.
detective, everyone's gonna know my business, but who cares? I'm
Yeah,
gonna be a
it's
housewife.
I don't want to hold the clam for our introduction. I'll just hold the skeleton that I got out of my closet. Like and to their credit, I think they basically all lead with their skeletons, which means there's darker shit that they're hiding, but we find out their problems in their introductions. Like each and every
Yeah.
one of them is like, so here's my problem and why they cast me.
Yeah,
It's wild.
yeah. It is very wild. I mean, kudos to them. Without
Yeah,
people with these mindsets, we would not have reality TV. Because I
truly.
feel like every single show I watch, I'm always like, how? But thank
Hmm.
you. How? But thank you.
Yeah. How dare
Again.
you?
So I bet though the Salt Lake City gals, I bet they're mad. They're not the youngest franchise anymore
I
because
bet. Well, you know what? Listen, I'm gonna blow your mind. Put some respect on Dubai's name. We always forget Dubai exists, but that came
I
out after Salt Lake City.
no. I do not forget Dubai. I not famously, but I've always said like I find Salt Lake to be overrated. I find that a lot of
Ooh,
people are so yes, I find like a lot of people are so wowed by Salt Lake. Like they could do the bare minimum that is like a regular day for say Atlanta or something, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that read that," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I
well,
like
yeah.
it's good, but no, it's not. I'm not that impressed. I feel like they're good with the big story in terms of like they had Jen. Jen
Hmm.
carried that for 3 seasons where that was a major thing. And of course, you can't beat someone being arrested on a sprinter van by the FBI.
Right.
Like you cannot
FBI.
top that. So they have that. But again, it was so clear to me when they had Ultimate Girls Trip and they had Heather and Whitney on there, and you could
Hmm.
clearly see that they did not match the rest of the housewives. They were just
No,
so they're like local champions. Like in your little, Salt Lake City, you're king and queen, but you can't hang with the rest of
that's
the
true.
franchises. And what they get is like a lot of our franchises are stale. It's been 25 years. It's been this. They have the luxury of being what 6 years old or 7 years
Yeah,
old. So it's still,
very still.
kind of fresh or whatever. So that's why I'm not saying it's bad because whenever I say this, that's what people hear. Oh, no,
Yeah,
you're saying it's terrible. No, I'm not. I'm not saying it's terrible. It is entertaining. I'm just saying like it's okay. It's not like they can't hang with the alumni of the OGs. Let me put it that
yeah.
way. So
Well,
we're
you know what it is.
impressed with that.
You know what it is. They're Long John Silver, right? You're not Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, Culver's, all competing with each other. You are the only fast food fish restaurant that there is. So it's like yeah. For what it is, I like it a lot. The reads are never very good. They can't read
Yeah,
each other at all on that show. Angie kind of can on occasion, but
yeah,
like they do something different, and I'm entertained by it. But it's not. It's not. It doesn't hold a candle to old timey New York. No one is
yeah.
getting punched in the back of the head like on New Jersey. Like it's not one of those, but I do like it a lot. It's not my favorite franchise.
It's a
But
lot of
it's
people's.
I like it. It is a lot of people's, and I have friends where it's the only one they watch. And I'm
Yeah,
like, this is the only one you watch?
but probably because if people just jumped in, because like yesterday, a friend asked me what other franchise she only watches the black franchises, and she's like, which
Hmm.
other one should I watch? And I'm like, I could recommend, but it's like almost 20 seasons, and that's
Yeah,
intimidating. So with
it's a
Salt Lake
backlog.
City, it's easy to like jump in, and I can see through their eyes. If you're just binging and going straight 6 seasons, you are going to be highly entertained. Again, it's not a bad show. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, they get a lot of props for doing the bare minimum. I think that's my
Yeah.
thing with them, but it is entertaining. I'll give
Yeah.
you that. But
Well,
so,
consider the first 6 seasons of Beverly Hills. They were amazing, and now look what it's become, right? So, like,
well,
yeah, it's off to a hot start. Talk to me in 15 years, and let's see how the show
and
is
let's see
doing.
exactly. So,
Yeah,
anyways, yeah. But I'm glad, like it's there. We need that freshness. So I think
yeah,
Bravo is being really good at when to put out new cities.
hmm,
They need to let New York RIP, but that's not
yes,
for me to say. Okay. Um, Now I have to say this. After saying that, I'm gonna sound like a hater. Now I saw this on online where everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is Rhode Island. This is the best of this," and I watched it and I'm like, I enjoyed it, but it didn't
hmm,
rock my world the way
it's fun.
everyone is like obsessed with it. What am I
No,
missing? So I was gonna ask you, what did you think about it?
uh, I mean, I like it. Number one, it's gonna take me a full year to tell who was who.
Mm-hmm.
Too many women look the same. Kelsey and Rosie look the exact same to me, and so like it's gonna be hard for me to tell who was who for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Number one, the thing it has going for me more than anything else, most of these women like know each other, like went
Mm-hmm.
to high school together, grew up together, know each other's husbands, all that stuff. For a Housewives franchise, to me, that's the secret sauce. I need there to be like long simmering resentments that'll get brought up. Um, so from that aspect, I like it. Their first big fight at the picnic, I thought was well executed. That was good. You could see that okay, they know what they're doing and they know what they're here to do. And yeah, like I said, I mean, they're leading with, I can tell what the problems are going to be with most of these women right off the bat, which
Yeah.
helps. But yeah, I wasn't like blown away by it. I texted my wife after watching the first episode, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be good. But I wasn't like, this is some shit you have to watch. I'm just like, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I felt that way about Ladies of London. Actually, I was watching it and I
Mm,
was like, "Oh my god, the reboot!" And I'm like, "This is so good. I
I
love
need to
this
watch
cast.
it.
I like
People tell
it
me it's
together."
great.
Yeah, I think it was great. And you're right. And not only the Housewives show, I think any reality show, the sauce is having people who know each other, who have
Yeah.
long-standing friendship, and that used to be the key to the Housewives in the past. That's how
Yep.
we used to cast, and now we're just casting people who have nothing in common with people, Amanda Francis. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they could do better to continue doing that, and they've done this time. So we are the recipients of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will say that I do not like the facts like, well, let me call you out, Brian.
Uh
Some people did not
oh.
know that the second episode was on Sunday
This is
because
Andy Cohen's fault.
it premiered on Thursday. And then it was moved to the second episode is on Sunday. So now moving forward, it is going to be on Sunday, I think right after Atlanta. I
Mhm.
don't like the fact that we have two housewives on the same night. It's too much.
No,
There's
it's too
enough
much.
days of the week to spread it around, and each person should have their own night. And it's not Andy
Yeah.
Cohen's fault. That is a pet peeve of mine. Everyone still blames Andy for everything, and that man don't even work for Bravo. Well, in that capacity, he has executive producer title, and he does the show, but he's not in the day to day.
In my mind, he's the CEO and president of Bravo Network. And so I'm just like, why would you premiere it on a Thursday and then move it to Sunday right after that? I
Yeah.
was sitting here like, well, I'm looking forward to the next episode whenever that comes out. But I didn't know that it already aired.
I'm like, oh, Brian, what do you think about Rula? Brian's looking at me like, okay, yeah, uh-huh. Who's Rula? What?
I'm like, well, she showed up in this scene in the season on, so I'm looking forward to meeting her for the first time ever in life. Like, did not know.
But yeah,
But I'm
that was
caught
a
up now.
weird
I
move.
watched last night.
That was a very weird move, though, to just have it premiere Thursday and then move it. They do these things and then wonder, oh, the ratings are low. And it's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
because you're doing things like this. A lot of people,
Yeah.
if not for online chatter, and you have to remember that not everyone is chronically online. How are they going to know
Mm-hmm.
that it happened?
Yeah.
Because that's how I found out. Everyone was talking about it. And I'm like, why are they talking about, oh, there's a
I had
new
no idea.
episode on there. So yeah, so we're stuck with it. It's gonna be 2 nights. It's just like, especially for us podcasters, how are we gonna
Mm-hmm.
watch Atlanta and then watch that right after? It's just space it out. Think about us every now and then.
Right. Well, I think
Anyways,
about watch what happens live. We can't have them both on.
yeah, that's true. Well, they had the whole cast.
Yeah, but I mean,
The
you
entire
can't
cast of
do
them
a
have,
woman
yeah,
from Atlanta and a woman from Rhode
woman.
Island
That's
like every
true.
episode or whatever.
That's true. Who knows? They might. There's enough of them on Rhode Island.
There's a
And
lot.
Atlanta, speaking of it. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so what we're going to do today is instead of just talking about both episodes, we are going to talk about the stories. What we're going to do is talk about each woman and just kind of see what our first thoughts about them are. At the end, I'm going to ask you who your fave is and maybe give you a bonus person that you like. But before we start, I think what's interesting is like, I don't think I know how old any of them are.
I only know how old Liz is because they said
Yes.
it, and I'm like, oh, was
Yes.
that real? Was that shade? I don't know if that's her actual
Exactly.
age.
Yes, it was when they said her age. I was like, wait, because I know she said I'm the oldest, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
wait, how old are the rest? I can't. They
yeah.
could go anywhere
Oh,
from we know
I
Kelsey.
think Kelsey's 30 because she's been with that
Yes,
man for 10 years, and she was 20 when they met.
yes, yes. Well,
Been with in air quotes.
they say 19, but I feel like it's
Right.
a Lindsay Lohan. But we'll get there. Okay, let's
Mm-hmm.
start with Rosie. I'm starting with Rosie because I don't think I have a lot on her. And for a reminder, Rosie is the newscaster. She used to be a newscaster, and now she has a show on that Joellen doesn't know when it comes on. And she was on, was it Watch What Happens Live? And she's like, it's on Saturday and Sunday at 6:30. Girl,
Mm-hmm.
nobody's
Yeah.
watching that.
No, it's on right before an infomercial. So like no one is watching that.
So the thing about this is every single one of these women on this show is a brunette, which kind of
All
makes
of them.
them look alike. They're like a cross between New Jersey and Palm Beach, the show on Netflix, because there's
I
some
did not
plastic
watch that.
surgery going and that. But Rosie looks like someone British. I don't know who it is, or someone from Love Island, UK, but I can't pinpoint who it is that she looks like, but that's who she reminds me of.
Hmm.
And I don't think we've met her husband. There's a lot of husbands being
I don't
hidden,
think so.
or boyfriend being hidden for now. And
Hmm.
her drama is that she gave Joellen cheap wine.
Yeah, this is the lowest stakes drama that any of the women have on the show. Her drama is I used to be on the news and I brought a $6 bottle of wine to an event. And I'm like, okay, that's not worth hating somebody over, but they hate her guts. And so
Yeah,
like
they
it's
do.
I don't know if they're gonna give her the villain edit or like the sympathetic sad sack edit, like
Yeah.
oh god, like Brittany from Salt Lake City, where it's just like, oh, we're supposed to
Uh,
feel bad for this person. I'm not sure
yeah.
which one they're gonna give her yet.
I feel like Rosie gives friend of energy. I
Hmm.
don't think anyone is a friend of, we've been told, except Dolores, which we're going to get there,
Yeah,
but what is the point of Dolores? Like, why did they feel they needed to bring her on? Because clear I think they're strong enough without her.
I think so. It's a little bit like when they shoehorn Stassi into Summer House to like introduce that show for some reason. Like we don't need to have Dolores give me the cosign. I'm gonna watch it. Like it's a Housewives series. I'm gonna give it a shot. But I kind of feel like they just felt they needed to somehow convince us this is gonna be worth watching. And I'm like, no, that's probably gonna be fine.
At least with Stassi, it was just like the crossover, kind of like, Sheena, Beverly Hills, and then we never saw
Right.
them again. But Dolores, she literally got her summer house just because she was going to be here for the next 3 months. And I'm like, unnecessary. She was not at all in the second episode, and
No.
we don't need her. We don't
No,
we,
we don't
we
need
don't
her.
need anything. She could show up like how Dorinda showed up on, like, I think it was Real Housewives of London. I forget, that hasn't aired here. But she just
Mm.
showed up like, "Oh, I know this person, you're my friend," and then go away. But she really didn't need to. But you know what? Get the bag, Dolores.
Yeah,
Get the bag
it's
whichever
fine.
way you want to. But
You and Paulie both.
I don't know if you have any other thoughts with Rosie. We are going to talk about Rosie during Joellen, because she already bust out the white woman tears when
Yeah.
with Joellen on there, and she was trying to be messy. Because I think what I'm scared of with this show also is, if you put out all your skeletons in the first season, what else is
Hmm.
left for the rest? Because part of what it was in the other franchises is like, it was like a slow build, and you're like, oh, this person did that. But here, everyone is just spilling everything. It's just 2 episodes. We know a lot about these people, too much in
Yeah.
two
Well,
episodes. So what else do you have left as the season unfolds? So Rosie is already trying to be messy
yeah.
when she tries to poke and find out about Kelsey's relationship, because clearly there's a lot of rumors. And I find it hard to believe that there wasn't some kind of meeting, whether all together or in pockets, to be like, how are we going to get our storyline going? What are we going to say? What are we going to do? Because on Watch What Happens Live, they all admitted that they were all Housewives fans.
Yeah. Well, at this
So
point, if you're going on a Housewives show and you're not a Housewives fan, like I don't trust you, I guess. Like, I don't what are you doing? Like what are you doing with your why would you want to get involved in this? It's like people that are like, "Oh, I was on Love is Blind but never watched a season before." I'm like, That's suspect to me."
then why
Um
or how were you
right.
aware of it? Yeah.
I think the only other thing for me with Rosie is the deliberate nature with which she's starting to stir up shit, where I'm just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's a little bit like Lindsay on Summer House this season. I'm just gonna start a fight, I think, and like see what happens. Where
Yeah.
everybody else is kind of like organic with it. She's like,
Yeah.
so never been a polygamist. Anybody else here? Just like it's a little bit obvious, but I'm here for it because we need to have somebody get this shit started.
I do, but like you said, fake it so we can go along with the fakery with you. Don't make it
Hmm.
so obvious, because
Yeah.
it feels like maybe she also feels like she's giving friend of energy, and she's like, "Oh, I need
Yeah.
to turn it up a notch and see how I can stay in here." Because it's like chilling and you're like, "Ah, the sky is blue today." And it's like, "Huh. Did you cheat on your husband when the sky was blue the last time?" Like, okay, was that natural?
Yeah. It comes out of fucking nowhere, and it's at her. It was at her event. Was it her picnic that she hosted too? I'm just like, you
Yeah.
can't throw an event and then start shit at your event,
Never, never have I ever participated in polygamy. Kelsey's not even
right?
there. She's not even
Right.
there.
Not even there, and all of them are like, well, none of us have. Why are you bringing that shit up? Like, it was a weird choice.
So in that vein, let's talk about Kelsey. I
Oh
think the
boy.
season catch open. No, it didn't start with Liz, but Kelsey is a woman who, as Brian mentioned, is 30. She met a man when she was 19, 20. I put
Hmm.
I give a side eye to that because it's given. Remember when Lindsay Lohan was dating Wilma Valderrama, and we knew
He was
that it was way
47 years old.
younger, and it was way younger, and all of a sudden she turned 18, and I was like, oh, we just started dating when we were 18.
Yeah.
I'm giving a side eye to that day because I just don't know if it was 19, and 19 is just a safe age to say.
Hmm.
It just feels like she was younger and she was more easily manipulated. And who's going to say no to living this grand lifestyle where you don't have to do anything? She said she doesn't want to call herself a sugar baby, but she is. Like, listen, there's no sugarcoating this. She is a sugar
Yeah.
baby. She is not
Yeah.
working. She lives in a grand house. And the kicker is that this man has another girlfriend. And six
Hmm.
months out of the year, he's with that girlfriend in Miami. And
Yep.
she's here in Rhode Island in this big old house with a cleaner, doing nothing and just sitting there. And I have so many questions. I just need to know more about this. When he's 6 months out the year in Miami, is it a no contact type situation? Like, we can't text,
Oh.
we can't call. It's Miami girls time. Is it a Cody type sister wife situation, or you can text? Does the other girl know about it? What is the other girl's rules when he's in Rhode Island? Is she allowed to have a boyfriend? These are all my first episode questions. Some of it is
Hmm.
kind of answered. And what are the rules for this? Has it been like this all 10 years? Was it like this when they first met? Was it introduced 5 years in, 6 months? I have so many questions. The list is
Yeah.
endless.
Well, that was my main question: is who came first? Was he already with this girl in Miami when he met you, or were you guys together? And he's like, so by the way, I'm gonna leave you here for half the year and go find somebody else in Miami. You're cool with that, right? Like, I need to know that part of this relationship. Um, if she doesn't want to say she's a sugar baby, okay, fine. You're a kept woman then. Is that better for you?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
in any event, you don't have seemingly any agency in this relationship. There's a part where she said when they got together, she accepted that she was going to be in this man's life as long as he wanted her in his life. And I'm like, boy, that's a fucking sad thing to say about yourself. Like, it's
yeah,
just, I can understand when you're young, this being appealing.
yeah,
There's a period though where along the way, for me anyway, I would see all of my other friends in serious relationships, getting married, doing things to progress their relationship. And I'm going to feel like I'm just stuck here. And maybe she's getting there now at 30 or however old she might be doing the math. But it feels like there's just like she's been in neutral for a decade now in
yeah.
this big ass house with 4 kitchens for some reason. And just kind of like, this is what I've wanted. And now I don't want it anymore. And it feels like she's coming to the realization that her options are to get out of this relationship or stay in it. But there is no stay in it and have him leave the other woman. It's just going to be, this is my life. Or I do the Housewives track where I use the show for us to get divorced and then I find somebody else and that's my storyline. But she makes me sad, I think, is kind of the big thing of it. I feel sad watching her. And that's not what I want from a housewife.
I'm going to take a break and I'm going to share some off air tea also that I heard about Kelsey. Conversations about GLP-1 are all the rage these days, and it almost always centers around weight loss. It's been eye-opening to realize that there are way more benefits that go beyond the scale, like better lab numbers, more energy, and new levels of confidence. One of the scary parts about using a GLP-1 for most people are the self-administered shots because they can be intimidating. But guess what? Ro now offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. That's one daily pill for fewer cravings and feeling fuller with an innovative new formula clinically proven to maximize weight loss. All this and more is why I'd go with Ro if I ever wanted to start a GLP-1 journey. Go to ro.co/alter to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Ro. That's ro.co/altar to get started on Ro.
go to ro.co/safety for boxed warnings and full safety information about GLP-1 medication.
Right back. Okay, we're right back. I think that I also want to know how old the other girlfriend is. I also want to
Mm-hmm.
know how long he's been with the other girlfriend, and I want to know how old that girlfriend was when he got that girlfriend. And I want to know if it's just two of them because something tells me it is not just two of them.
He's
There's
got
another
Denver. He's got
state,
LA.
he got different area codes of
Right.
people.
There's a
And
girl in Bahamas.
to your point of it being sad, I agree because it's giving grooming to me. I
Yes.
feel like he groomed her and maybe the other girl, depending on how old she is, and got her to be stuck in a lifestyle, got her to be stalled and not have any skills that we know of yet. Again, guys, it's just two
Mm-hmm.
episodes. And so it's harder to make that choice because she said that. She's like, I
Yeah.
want the lifestyle, but I don't want to be with him because what's happening now is that she's 30 and she's decided that she wants to have a child and
Mm-hmm.
be married. And now she has to decide, but it's just so hard because she has to give up this lifestyle.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you're not going to come on a show like this and think that this is not going to be talked about because through the two episodes that we've watched, Kelsey seems very bothered by the fact that the women keep talking about this. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what did you think was going to happen?
Why do you think you're here? What else do you have going on in your life of nothing that would make you eligible to be on reality TV?
Yep.
Of course this is going to be your thing. And it's it's interesting to me that you brought up grooming because I got married when I was 32. I have my old college roommate. I went back to hang out with him a couple of weeks later for the season opener of the football season. He was dating a freshman at that point. I'm like, you're 32, your girlfriend is 18. We are a week into the school year. So you met her like moving into her dorm. That shit grossed me out. So even though, yes, you're 19, you're an adult, like if your boyfriend is 13, 14 years older than you at that point, yeah, you guys are both adults. You're in such different parts of your life that there can be no equality in the relationship. The power dynamic is
Mhm.
all fucked up. And so like I need to know more about this. I saw somebody find out who the guy was. I forget what his name is if you know. He's
I
from
do.
I think his dad is like a judge or something, some shit like that. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I need
He's
to know
Judge
more
Judy.
about where he was in his life when they met and exactly how they ran into each other for the first time.
Okay, so I think his dad is like he's a TV judge, Judge Frank or something like that. I'm not
We still
sure,
have TV
but
judges, huh?
everything allegedly, I don't know because we never know what is true or not. Everyone just throws things out there and you never know what's true. So this is what I heard. I heard like so later on by episode 2, Kelsey reveals that she does have a boyfriend. She's dating
Mm-hmm.
two men at the same time. Watch What Happens Live. She mentions that he's a reality TV lover. He loves Real Housewives. He knows when Erica's ex-husband, well, still current husband, went to
Right.
jail. And I'm like, that's a red flag to me, but that's not my place to say.
Whoa, I'm
But
one of those.
huh? No,
I'm one of those people.
that's a red flag that he's now dating a housewife. You're not
Oh,
dating a
fair. Yeah,
housewife.
if
So
I
it's
pop
like
up dating Whitney, it's weird.
you want to be on TV, so it's like a pipeline like to do that. So
That's
what I
fair.
heard was that she um got cast because of like we said the storyline and having two husbands but they'd broken up, so before the season started she's like, what
Oh,
am I gonna do, because that's why I was cast. So she's just going on with the story like, oh, I'm still dating another guy, but she's really
okay.
just dating this new boyfriend guy. So again,
Well, how's she in the house though? Still,
allegedly,
because
by the
like,
time they film, I don't know if that meant, oh, they said that's not his house.
oh shit.
Again, I don't know what's
Oh
true or
my god.
not, but I don't know if she herself can afford like a housekeeper or anything of the sort. So that's why I'm saying allegedly. There's a lot of stuff out
Hmm.
there, but also it's not so strange sometimes when people date where there's a power dynamic of the person being so rich. Even if they end things, they still kind of financially support. Sometimes it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll help you for like a year, or I'll help you with this, or even like help me do this show, and then we can break up
Yeah.
for real after all the years. Like it's not so crazy to me, and I don't even know what that says about me, but That's what was said, and it made sense when I read it. But
Well, I
eventually,
can't wait for the reunion where all this comes out.
well, we're gonna find out. We don't know what is or isn't, but eventually we will know what is or isn't true. But my
Mhm.
last thing on Kelsey is just the whole time everyone was talking about it. Like I said, she seems uncomfortable about it, and everyone keeps trying to poke at it. And I know Andy gave them props for, oh, they watched the show and they still came natural. And I'm like, I don't think that's 100% true. I do feel
Mm-mm.
like you can tell like they've watched the show and everybody's just trying to find what their role is going to be and which story is going to be the most outrageous out there. But we know that Andy has this superlatives where he either exaggerates, like, this is the best Beverly Hills season you're ever going to see, or
Yeah.
it's never not quite the truth. But I do think that you can tell like they studied the show and they're
Hmm.
not exactly all natural. So Kelsey is just out there like, this is my line. I have two people, so I'm going to act bothered because there's no way you've done this for 10 years. There's no way you don't know that people are talking about you, especially if Rhode Island is as small as everyone says it is. You should be
Hmm.
used to all the talk. So to be so bothered right now, I'm like, you should have
Yeah.
practice on that.
Right.
So, but yeah, my final thought is just the entire 2 episodes where everyone is like, do you practice polygamy? You have polygamy. And I'm like, she's not married. It doesn't
No.
apply.
No. She's in an open relationship. It's a different thing.
That really bothered me. I'm like, get it right.
Polycule.
Get it right. Um, oh, I had a quote where she said, "Whether I end up with him or not, I will be with him or not, I will be happy." And I'm like, that's false. You want to have
Yeah.
children, you want to get married. He cannot give you that. So how are you going to be happy whether you end up with him or not?
Right.
Not true. Okay, let's talk about Liz.
Okay.
Liz is the person who's the oldest, who is, what is it, 56 or 59?
Apparently 56.
Allegedly 56.
Allegedly 56.
And
She has grandkids or whatever, so yeah, I guess so.
she's the one who's really close to Dolores, and she's the one who really does look like Dolores. I mean, she
Hmm.
does say like Dolores recommended her the same plastic surgeon, the same dentist, but the kicker is they even sound alike.
Yep.
Like if you're
Yes.
not watching and you hear them talking, they sound exactly the same. So Liz,
Hmm.
I think, did you feel like she was supposed to be like the anchor of all
Yeah.
the ladies? Like she was the person that was supposed to anchor around. And I like Liz. I think like at first you think like she's like this quiet person, like I don't want no drama, but she's the kind of person like, if you poke me, if you sent for me, I will
Hmm.
fuck you up.
Yeah. No,
Like,
she's a little bit scary. Um, I I think I'm looking at her as the one who's going to be the most quotable. There's a few things that she says where I'm like, okay, no, she's going to be fun to because was she the one that said they recommended an Epstein bath to her?
yeah.
Was that her? And I think she was also one that was like, well, he's a foot doctor, but I think he's doing more than touching foots. And I'm
You
like,
no, you are talking about, oh, who am I confusing her with?
well, there is another lady that looks just
There
like
is
her.
another lady who looks,
Alicia looks like her, I think.
you're talking about Alicia. Alicia's the one
Oh
who
shit!
ran
See,
who ran who ran who ran over a woman and said it so casually.
she did run over a lady. We'll talk about that when it comes up.
Yes.
But no,
So yeah,
I
you're talking
think you're
about
right
Alicia.
that yeah, Liz is going to be the anchor here. I think she's the one that has the biggest family. She's the one that has, the adult children who are going to be probably on the show here and there. Um, she seems like she's the one that's like the most stable and rooted in her life, which is kind of what you
Mm.
need to be the anchor on a show. You can't be like careening from pillar to post. You kind of have to be in one position. And I like her. I think she's fun. I mean, she's like a fun old lady.
She's the richest of them all. Apparently, there was a
Hmm.
whole thing about who lives in Cranston, who lives in Providence, and you know.
Y'all are all 4 minutes apart from each other. Shut up. Like,
I know that's a whenever we watch What Happens Live, and Andy was like, "Why is your family to Alicia giving you so much crap about not living in Cranston or something?" And she's
yeah,
like, "It's 15 minutes away. It's not.
yeah.
It's
No,
not
my
even
wife
that
drives
far."
farther than that to go to work every day.
Okay, so Liz has been married 11 years. Liz is half Lebanese, oil Syrian, and she's married to Jerry. I love how she's accepted Jerry's kids as hers. She
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have her own kids. It just didn't work out that way. So she's known them since like they were 3 years old. And one of Jerry's daughters met a guy, and a month later, boom, she's pregnant. So she's
Wow.
gonna be a grand parent
Yeah.
pretty soon. And we see all the families meet each other, and I'm like, they all seem like the typical Italian family. Again, it could easily be Jersey. The
Yep.
most interesting thing for Liz is going to come up when we talk about Rula. I'm saving Rula for the last because Rula was majority of episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out that, Jerry be looking at. Listen, there's no faithful husband. This is what I get, except for Jared. But they're all. There's no faithful husband on this season. But Liz's husband has cheated on her. Her husband is like a top dog in the cannabis industry or
Mm-hmm.
something. And he cheated. She took him back because where's she gonna go? It's a lot of money. She's not going
Right.
anywhere, with
And
him.
it's Rhode Island. You know everybody.
But the most interesting thing to me was the talk about a guy named Dino.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a friend of the family, and they just hang out. And she's like, my husband is a sports fishing and he disappears. And when he's not, I hang out with Dino. And I was like, can you hear the words coming out of your mouth? And honestly, the way she said it in the confessional, I believe there was a dalliance. There was an
Yeah.
entanglement that
I'm raising an
happened.
eyebrow.
Regardless of how much she says that did not happen. Also, I didn't understand why her confessional, when she talked about Dino, was so close up. It was like right up.
Was that the one where she had the snake outfit on too?
Yes,
Where I'm like,
yes,
okay, you're I'm in your face and there's a snake on your cheek. Like
yes.
this is not a great look for you.
There was such a weird angle
Yeah.
to go from. But yes, so that is very fascinating to me that there's just a random man that you were just friends with and you're all in each other's family. But then the off-air stuff, Dino has a child or shares baby mothers with Aaron Hernandez, RIP.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh shit.
He has a child with, I think her name is Shayla. And apparently Dino is under investigation for whatever it is, something to do with drugs and things. Jerry is also like all up in there with some kind of investigation and things going on in there. And I'm just like, the things we see and we're saying is a lot of drama. It feels like the things off camera are
Yeah.
way out of our possibility that I'm like, Bravo did not think that these people are going to be liabilities, but maybe Jen Shaw walked so they could run. I don't know.
Yeah. Listen, Real Housewives is a true crime series at this point. So like, sure, get criminals right away. We'll get this rocket off the bat.
Yeah. So that is it. I don't know if we're going to see Dino, but I'm just like, for all these people who have big, huge skeletons, why are you on TV? The
I mean,
FBI is
hubris.
watching. They're
Yeah.
watching and taking notes. They're going to present it in court on Sunday, 8:35 Eastern Time on Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
You said.
Is this you looking directly into the camera confessing your crimes?
So I don't know, but yeah. So that's the tea on that for Liz, but we'll talk some more about her when we rule her. Okay, I'll take a break and come back to talk about Alicia. All right, let's talk about Alicia. Everyone says that she's the most Rhode Island person or woman on the cast. I don't know what that means because the rest of
I have
them
no idea.
seem Rhode Island too. And this is another person that I wonder if she gives friend of energy. What do you think?
I think in the first 2 episodes, yeah. I don't think they the only hook they really gave her right away was like she's got all these aunts who come over and like you said, shade her for not living in Cranston anymore or whatever. There's potential there, but I don't know what it's gonna be for her yet this season.
And when I say friend of, I mean friend of like Marisol and Adriana,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
they're friends of, but they feel like they're full time because I do think like she's kind of quirky, and I think she'll add that energy. I think her line mostly would be the fact that she's been engaged for 10 years, and then I
Yeah.
still couldn't
And
even
doesn't want to marry
tell.
this man.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if she wanted to, or maybe she said no, and he's like, never again. I'm never asking you again. Something, I don't know, but I
Yeah.
feel like there's something there. But My
That could be
guess
done.
is
Yeah.
just going to be like he's probably cheated too. They all do that. I don't understand what is happening.
It seems
But
like it.
she's pretty good with the quips, and she's I don't want to say she's ditzy, but she's just like in her own little world with her head in the clouds. She loves her
Yeah.
snacks. She loves her crackers. She goes everywhere with her crackers. She loves her fig Newtons because it has fruit in it.
I haven't
That
had a
makes
fig
sense.
Newton since 1989. Like I forgot fig Newtons existed.
Oh my god, I love them. I get
I
them
haven't had a fig
sometimes
Newton in
from
forever.
I get the Trader Joe's version. They're so
Oh, I
yummy.
see.
Yeah. um, she famously does not want to drive, which was so funny because we see her like driving on the road and she's like, fix your car and get out of here. And then she's like, oh, I don't want to drive anywhere on the highway. Like I ran over a woman, and the producer is like, hold up, wait a minute.
You what?
You what? But it wasn't really anything. I went to look it up. It was just like someone like ran it, like came out from nowhere, and then she hit the person, and she was just
Yeah.
traumatized. And she's
It
like,
said
"That's
she
all."
said the woman like dove in front of her car, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I think you were looking down for a second. You went to a crosswalk. It's kind of what I bet happened here.
yeah. What I like about Alicia is that she embraces her nosiness. She's like, I'm just being
Mm-hmm.
nosy. I just want to find out what's going on. You have a boyfriend? What? So is there another
Yep.
one? She's just out there. And then I think you mentioned this earlier when they went to the winery and they were talking about Rula's husband's infidelity. And he's like, yeah, I wish I could do her accent, but her husband is a foot doctor, but I think he's doing more than rubbing feet. You want some crackers? Or you want some
No,
cheese?
what got it for me was it was rubbing foots, like rubbing foot plural, and I'm like, that's what got it for me. I think he's doing more than rubbing foots. Do you want a cracker? I'm just like, all right. I like she's gonna be quotable for me in like
Yeah.
a silly way, and I enjoy that.
Yes, she's just in her. She doesn't even. She's unintentionally funny. I don't even think she
Yeah.
realizes that she's funny, but she just says whatever is in her mind. Okay. We have talked about Liz. Let's talk about Joellen. Joellen to
Yeah.
me is the person everyone has been trying to figure out who does she look like? Who does she? For me, it's Topanga from Boy Meets
Oh
World.
shit. Yeah. I see that.
But some people have been thrown in Jessica Simpson, which I kind of see,
I
and
can
I
see
can't
it, I
remember the
guess.
other names now. But yes, I can see
A
that
Bratz
also.
doll could also be in this mix.
um, what I like about Joellen is like I think that she is going to be the one to get the villain edit. I think that a lot of people consider her, a lot of people being the fellow cast members consider her to be a bitch. But what I appreciate about her is that we need more housewives to lean into their villainry. Like if you're gonna be a
Yeah.
villain, just lean into it, and she's okay with it. Like don't throw
Mm-hmm.
stones and hide your hands, Kyle. But
Right.
I appreciate that about her. She says what she says, and she said it with her chest because this is a woman who married her sister's high school boyfriend, is unapologetic about it. It makes me give you a side eye. But this woman saw him, decided that she wanted to have him, and
Mm-hmm.
kept on going till she had him.
Sure
That's
did.
weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's weird, and obviously it's going to become a thing. It's been mentioned more than one time, and we see pictures of the husband and the sister. This is going to become a thing, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure if it's going to be or have they hooked up since they got together, or if it's going to be my sister has long simmering sort of resentment against me because
Resentment,
her
yeah.
life isn't what mine is with this man. Whatever it is, I look forward to it.
Well, kind of. Isn't that the rumor about Lisa Barlow too? Except it's never been confirmed that John
Yeah.
dated her sister.
Yeah.
So
And I bet
maybe
John
it's
has regrets for not winding up with the sister.
but I don't know. Maybe it's just normal for some people. Like, yeah, I dated my sibling. I mean, Layla dated Chase and
Yeah, Jason
Mason.
Mason.
I don't.
It's
Not a.
weird to
It's
me.
not a thing in my world, guys. Not a thing in my like. It's just
No.
weird. But anyways,
Well, when I was in high school, I had two friends who were a year apart, and they dated 3 of the same guys. I want to say.
what's your point, Brian? That what?
I'm just saying this happens to some people. I
I'm
don't
not
get
saying
it.
it doesn't happen. I'm just saying it's weird. I thought you were saying
is
it
weird.
like, well, my friend did it, so it's not weird. No, it's still
No,
weird.
I'm just saying I didn't think I knew anywhere that did this. And I'm like, oh, no. The Gutierrezes did date 3 of the same dudes back to back. So, like,
No, Brian, if I was a betting lady, I would bet that you would know. You have a story or example for any situation.
I got most things. Yeah. No, I've lived the life.
Okay, so the fact that Joellen has declared war against Rosie in just 2 episodes is just comical to me. One, because of a bottle of wine. The other, because they're fighting about who brought up the fact that about Kelsey's relationship. Joellen apparently is close to Kelsey, and in some way, Joellen is a master because she manipulated the situation.
Sure did.
She kind of brought it up. She was like, "Oh, I had dinner with her. She's not doing okay. All the rumors that are going on." But also, Rosie was like, "Oh, never polygamy." And then Joellen is like, "Well, she's not here. We're not going to talk about her." And she shut it down.
Yup.
So, two things are true in this situation. But when she lists her commonality, she's like, "It's not like I'm trying to fight Rosie, but we have things in common." She's like, "We both get aesthetic treatments. We're both brunettes, and we're both sometimes photogenic." And I'm like, all non-tangible things, but okay. And
And
then
that's all I got.
she deadpans and she's like, "That's all I got right now." And I'm like, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I like
That
her.
is hilarious. And then when they were at the picnic, and I think it was Rosie or whoever that said something, and it was like, "And then you said this," and she's like, "I don't think I said that to your face, but I do feel that way though." And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It was. The good part about that was I don't think I said that to your face. Not like I don't think I said it. Like I don't think you heard me
yeah,
say that. But like, yeah, that is how I feel though. I like that a lot.
but it's a superpower because if the
Mm-hmm.
women think they're gonna have like a gotcha moment, you can't, because she's gonna be like, "Yeah, I said it," and
Yeah.
you have
Eminem and
nowhere
Eight
to go
Mile.
from
Yeah,
there.
I did it.
There's nowhere to go from there. And the last thing that she said also, or another line, was like when she was talking about Rula, and she's like, she's not sick because she didn't show up to the winery. She just has a
Mm-hmm.
headache from too much Ozempic. Maybe get a protein bar or get a turkey leg from Ashley. And I'm like, it took me
Right.
a second until I realized that when Ashley was getting into the Sprinter bus for the winery, she came in dressed like she was going to medieval times. And I'm
Yep.
like, that was good and that was quick. That was
She's quick. She's sharp. She's like Angie. Angie in Salt Lake City. I can get something fast on your ass.
So yeah, Joellen is cool, but I think she's gonna be the villain of the season.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the arguably most famous person, Ashley I. You do not watch The Bachelor, right?
Never have. Never seen an
Okay.
episode of The Bachelor.
All right. So Ashley and Jared. Today you see them. Today they're cute. Today they look like a fairy tale. But the lore of Ashley back in the day, I do believe, I forgot to double check this because I don't trust my memory 100%. She's a twin, and she came on
Hmm.
The Bachelor, and then she was on Bachelor in Paradise, met Jared, and it was love at first sight for her with Jared, and she was just in love with this man, try to get with this man. The thing about Ashley is like she cries a lot. Like it was a thing on The
Mm,
Bachelor. It didn't matter what it was, she was always crying, and she's one of those who cries with her entire body. So it's
okay.
just like a whole sobbing body, racking, heaving with sobs, and it was a thing. So she tried and tried to get with Jared, and it doesn't matter what it was. Jared was just always like, "Nah, not interested. No, you should go date." Ashley was also a virgin.
Oh,
She was not,
shit.
it wasn't for religious reasons. She just was waiting for the right person, and
Oh,
she
no.
just had never had sex. I always thought that that was the reason for Jared. Like he just felt like maybe she was so emotional and all of the things, and what if they did have sex and it didn't work out, then he'll be an asshole. That's what I thought it was always through them, like there was so much pressure. And then they had winter games or something like that. That's another, they tried it one season, a version of Bachelor in
Mm,
Paradise, which is usually in the summer. And she eventually was with someone named Kevin. He was Canadian, actually. He's married to somebody else
mm,
from Bachelor Nation. But she decided to date him. But then Jared, I went and off screen, or whenever they told the story, they have a podcast together. And he was saying how like he still had feelings for her. They were just friends, and he just felt like, oh my God, I've lost her. And he came to see her somewhere and then gave her a kiss. This is all while she was still dating Kevin. And then she's like, "Well, I'm not going to just stop dating Kevin because you've decided that you're ready, for
fair.
this." And but either way, she kind of cheated on him, even though it was just a kiss, because she was
Yeah,
still
it
dating
counts.
someone. But eventually they're together now. They have two kids together. They were on a show, oh, Bachelor in Paradise. They brought back old couples. I don't know why. So Ashley is always honest about how, listen, we're married now. It's not like when we were single. We have two kids. Things are not the same as they used to be. We have real life, troubles that we deal with. I, for one, am very surprised that they're still together, or that they actually ever got together, because it just was so much push and pull with that. So I'm happy for them. Um Ashley's story is going to be mostly about their home life, but the thing about
Yeah.
Ashley is, like, she's the most on Housewives like. I don't think she knows what she got herself into.
It's Kim Fields in Atlanta. It's like, whoa, wait, you guys are all crazy?
I wouldn't put her in Kim Fields because she's had experience with reality TV.
Yeah.
So
that's
she's not
different.
all left field. She's just like, wait, we can argue in public and just
She
yell at
looked
each other
traumatized at that
because
picnic.
of $6 wine. I drink
Right.
$6 wine. That's bad. Oh my
It tasted
god.
fine.
So, which is good, because I think in that way she tends to be the grounded person, I would say.
Yeah.
So
It's
yes,
nice
she's
to have
been on
somebody
The
normal.
Bachelor. Yes, she's been on there. So a lot of it, I think, might be like the home life thing, because a lot of what we see is, we see Jared in a very long scene just trying to make coffee and give the
Oh,
customers their coffee.
this poor man. I got a macchiato for is it June? Is June here? I'm just like, oh man, like
Josh,
she's being cheated on with a coffee restaurant. Like, this is, I don't think he's cheating on her, but I think he's in love with this failing coffee shop.
oh,
Yeah.
it's hard to admit that something is failing, because she just threw out the idea where it's like, maybe get rid of it's called Audrey's, like, get rid of
Mhm.
it, and then you could be happier and you could do other
Just be an
things,
influencer.
and you're just stressed all the time. And I think that's the thing, when you have a couple where both of them are influencers, and we saw this with Carl and Lindsay in Summer House, where the woman just makes more money. Hell, we see it in Dad Talk and Mom
Yeah.
Talk. I'm there.
Dad
The
talk
woman
isn't a
just makes
thing.
more money, and I think maybe he's just trying to, prove that he can make money somehow. But it's not going to be Audrey's, because they moved here because Jared is from Rhode Island. So they moved
Right.
here 4 years ago. She's only lived here for 4 years. So maybe he's just trying to prove, like, we can make it work here in Rhode Island.
In Rhode Island.
So maybe this show is going to help, because I know I'm one of those people where if I go to a state and one of the housewives or the shows have a business, I'll check it out. I'll try it
Yeah.
out. So I think maybe,
It's not going to be bad for business.
yeah, whatever reason people have to go to Rhode Island, they'll go there and check out Audrey's, and hopefully he hires staff, because he shouldn't have time. To do
Yeah,
that. I
you
think
shouldn't be
that's
the owner who's also like putting in
Yeah.
the 2 pumps of vanilla. Like, you should have something else going on.
Right. When you put it that way.
I mean, you know?
And she says this is the good time, that when he first started, he was like 100 hours,
It's
all
crazy.
in there. So she's honest, and she goes on a play date with Joellen, because they have kids that are at the same age, that how he's always not happy, and she constantly wants him to be happy, and she wants him to have things, have time alone. But then when he goes out to have time alone, she's like, I don't want to be alone with, and she gestures this, then there's a kid
You're
crying.
right. The fuck is this thing?
I think she's going through a bunch of mom guilt, because I think the last thing
Yeah.
she says as they're leaving is like, can we have a nanny for 33 hours? I really shouldn't feel this way. But it's like,
Yeah.
it happens from what everyone says about parenting, especially if
Mhm.
she's the primary parent. It just feels like it's a lot and you just can't
Yeah.
get out of it. So I'm curious to see how it unfolds. But Jared seems to be part of it. And I don't know if it's because he wants to be, is supporting her, or he thinks low key it's going to help Audrey, because I don't know, he showed up to the 4th of July party. So
Yeah. No, I don't want this to be the downfall of their marriage, but I've
Yeah.
seen enough Housewives shows where I
Yeah.
can tell that might be a possibility for them. And people seem to like them a whole lot from what I'm gathering. So, like, I don't want that to be the case. I want this to work out, but I don't see how, if you are, what did she say, like the number 2 celebrity owned restaurant in America or whatever, and y'all are still not making any money on this, like,
yeah,
it's not gonna suddenly become a big moneymaker for you, I don't think.
maybe, we don't know. I just
Yeah.
think like he should sell it. I know it's going to be hard, but Maybe sell it and use that money and figure out what your next thing is going to be. One last
Right.
question. Do you think that Ashley I is friend of energy or main?
Yes, because she didn't seem prepared to get into the dirt. When the fight popped off at the picnic, I don't think she said a word. Where it's like she just looked like she was scared, and
Yeah.
everybody else was like getting ready to flip a table Teresa style, and she was just like, oh my god, you guys are all yelling, it's getting very loud." I'm just like, she gives me friend of in the same way that like Bose had that normal friend that came for a couple episodes,
Did you
who
say
just
normal?
yeah,
Oh,
just like
oh, the
like
one who
a
came to visit. Okay, not Liz. Yes,
yeah, the
yes,
one who's like a speech pathologist in like Akron or whatever.
yes,
It's like a normal person who popped up for a
yes,
couple episodes. Yeah,
yes,
it's kind of like that where it's like you're not. I understand you've done reality TV, but it's not this. And it's like
yeah.
this is a different speed for her. And I want her to be able to catch up, but I don't know that she wants that for herself.
I think she will. I watched her in the after show, and for some reason, she wasn't exactly defending Joellen because she was doing it with Kelsey. So
Okay.
she and
Kind of can't
wait,
then.
no wait, it could be Rosie. My bad. It
They're
was
the same, they have
Rosie.
the same face. So
Yes. So I think it was Rosie, and they're like really cool now, and they're best friends. So I don't know. But on the flip side, Joellen is like, I like Ashley. I'm not saying anything bad about her because I think they were talking
Mm.
about her fashion or something like that. But we'll
Oh.
see. We'll see how it all ends up eventually. Again, guys, just 2 episodes in. So one person you like today, the next day something's gonna happen. You're gonna be like, what? Who is this
Yep.
person? So okay, so let's round up with Rula. We don't meet Rula until episode 2. She is Liz's friend. She's also half Lebanese and appears to be a
Half
rich bitch
Syrian.
and half Syrian. Oh, sorry. She's
Yeah.
half Syrian.
She's Syrian and Italian, I think.
Yes.
One of them is Syrian and Lebanese, one of them is Syrian and Italian.
Okay. Liz is Syrian and Lebanese, and then she's Syrian and Italian. You know what? It could be
Or vice versa.
Because
They both have Syrian.
but she's also a rich bitch in Providence, and she's very fancy. She reminds me of Peggy Sulian, that one season housewife from OC. Do you remember her? Did you watch?
I
Did
had
you
not
watch
watched
OC?
enough OC to know who that is.
Okay, she was a one season person. She was very like just even keeled, could come off maybe snooty, but she was rich, and that usually comes when you have a lot of money. That's who Rula reminds me of, and I think a lot of them say that she's so classy, or maybe that was
Yeah.
Alicia, so classy.
She was saying that about her.
That she's so cool. Now I want to ask you a question because maybe my eyes were deceiving me when she was speaking about her heritage. And no, the Italian was her husband, by the way, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. Her husband's Italian.
Yeah.
I think she was the one that said that her dad is from Beirut and her mom is from like a small town in Syria.
Maybe. So
I think that's what
someone's
that was.
gonna correct us. Apologies in advance, guys.
Sorry, y'all.
We're still getting into it.
I know geography,
Okay.
I promise.
But when she speaks of her heritage, they show a baby picture of her. And did you see what I saw where it was a baby
She had a
picture
hookah.
of hookah in her mouth? Okay.
Okay.
I don't think it was attached to anything. I
can't imagine it was.
It was just an interesting picture, like of
It was
all
like a
her
choice
big
for TV.
pictures. She's like, this is the one that
This is sums me up the most.
She runs her own financial planning firm, and boating is a big thing for her, and that's how she knows Liz. So she is someone who also has beef with Joellen because she comes to lunch. She's having lunch with Liz and Kelsey.
I think it was Kelsey, yeah.
Yes, Liz and Kelsey. And she's like, what is it about the two of you that wants to hang out with Joellen? I'm like, we're coworkers. I kind of
Right, we're
have
on a
to
show
film with
together,
her.
so
Because what do you mean? I'm not going to have scenes because you're mad? That's on you. So we find out that Joellen works in the same industry as her husband. Joellen is basically a medical sales rep. That's basically
for
what
like
she does.
aesthetic medical stuff.
Aesthetic, yeah. And
Yeah.
Rula's husband is, like we said earlier, a food doctor. And she's like, Joellen spreading rumors that her husband is divorcing her and leaving her for a petty fucking slut. Why are we censoring curse words on Peacock? That's the
I
whole
don't
point
know.
of having Peacock. When you bleep it out, it's like, what is the point of paying? Like, that's
Yeah, it's the same thing with 90 Day on HBO. If I'm watching 90 Day on HBO Max, cuss. I need to hear the cussing.
Yeah. So the rumors have it, everybody knows it. It's not Joellen. Everybody has the rumors that her husband has a mistress. And once again, I'm in awe that any of the husbands signed up for this. I just
Mhm.
don't. Three of them showed up to Watch What Happens Live. So, like I said, this fame thing supersedes everything. No matter what it is we're saying about them, we're there like, oh, I'm still proud. What is it? Just a little bit of cheating. Stop.
Yeah.
So, Liz says that, she gave her a heads up that, listen, there are pictures floating around online with another woman, and then we actually see the picture. Again, I mean, the woman is blurred out, but she's a woman sitting on his lap, and just it's a grand old time.
He is
And
posing,
yes,
which is
for the
insane.
picture. And the detectives noticed that, detectives being people in the community, I guess, because they're not famous, it wasn't online then, that she has a summer outfit on, and this was posted in the winter. So that means that
Yeah.
it's been going on for a long time. So I was a little confused because earlier Kelsey had said, like, oh, when he posted the picture, but later we found out that it was the mistress who posted
Mhm.
the picture. I guess she was like, I choose violence today. I'm
Yeah.
posting my man, even though he's somebody else's
Dracarys.
husband. Not my problem. So she refuses to admit. She's like, okay, so how's that going? Like, what's going on right now? Like, is everything good? She's like, we're good. We're good. I'm good with my husband. And then she's like, he's not cheating anymore. And then Liz puts her hand over, like, ma'am, you're wearing a mic. And she's like, well,
Yeah.
he is, ma. He
But
is.
he is
And she-
Ma.
and she's like,
Oh.
you need to stop with the pride. Like, we've all been there. I'm like, who's we all? Okay,
What
they.
you mean all? Yeah, you guys.
They. Like, if your husband is fake, I bet they're going to look at Jared with two heads. They're going to be like,
Yeah.
what? Why are you
She's
being
like
faithful, you weirdo?
she's like, Kelsey's man is having sex with somebody else right now.
6 months.
Right?
And Rula is like, you of all people should know what I'm talking about. As you said,
Mhm.
we've all been there. You told me, and this is how we find out that Jerry cheated on one of his many fishing excursions. And
Yeah.
you stuck it out, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Give me
Eee.
give me time to I'm just digesting the whole fact that the foot doctor and everything that's going on, you
Yeah.
decided to stay. Like, I think a lot of these women just need to make peace with their decisions. He cheated. You like the status, you like the money that it comes with. You're not going to leave. That's okay. Deal
Yeah.
with it.
Just
But
say
just
that.
know that people are going to talk about it. It's not going
Mhm.
to be like, ah, that's it. We're never going to talk about it. And you chose to come on the show. It's going to come back up.
Yeah.
So if there's more, in fact, you're
Of
going to
course
find
it
out
is.
more mistresses. So
Mhm. You're gonna find out in season 3 he's cheating again. But we know where this goes.
um where I think Rula messed up, well, many ways, but the most messed up that she did was she started saying, like, listen, it's a game changer when you produce kids with someone.
Yeah. Oh
That was
no.
just
That was low.
that was so low. What a terrible choice of words.
Yep.
What a very, very low blow to someone who it feels like they're actually friends,
Mhm.
because she actually came to you, didn't wait for a TV show, told you that, this was happening. We don't know the story yet, but I assume that you know the story of the fact that she wanted to have kids,
Yep.
wasn't able to have kids, and now you say produce kids. You didn't say when you raise kids, when you have kids with someone, because she does have kids with Jerry. She's not
Yeah.
biologically their mother, but she's been there since they were 3 years old. So for you to say that, that was a very pointed jab, that was an intentional jab.
Mhm.
And people with kids like to say that, present company excluded, but a common thing with people with kids, it doesn't matter what it is. They're like, oh, you don't understand. I get it. Like, it's one of those things, like, until you experience it, you don't know. But there's a lot of condescension that usually comes
Yeah.
with, like, you don't get it. But in this case, you're saying, like, I did say excluded, not included, right? I said
You said
present company.
excluded. You got it.
Okay.
I
Because I was
often
like,
said that on
wait,
this podcast.
because I was like, I was like, I know, even if I said it, Brian is gonna let me roast and then be like, I didn't want to interrupt you. I didn't want
I
to
didn't
say
want to say
anything.
anything.
Okay. Um, yeah, but it's just, you are using that to defend the fact that you are staying with someone who embarrassed you practically. make that
Yeah.
point without including somebody else. She chose to stay with her husband. She's not making excuses. It's like, I stayed with my husband and I told you, but for you to include somebody else, it's like, what are you doing? But she is
Yeah.
very clearly hurt because Liz doesn't let it go. Liz is
Mhm.
just like, wow, like,
Wow, Bethany.
I've basically been a mother to them. You weren't there for the school runs and all that. And, she's given us
Mhm.
a little background where she talks about the fact that when she met him, she wasn't ready to be a mom and she just had to get
Yep.
thrown in and just didn't know how much scheduling was involved with being a parent. And she dove right in and has done it up until the point where now one of the kids is having a kid and she's still there. So don't
Yeah.
tell her that she didn't produce kids or, oh, that's going to be a while to
No,
forget.
I was proud of her clapping back right away, where she was like, so it's different because you actually birthed the children. I didn't do anything but raise them since they were 3. So I guess I don't have any stake in this. Like, she did a good job of coming right back at her. And Rula was like, oh, I didn't mean it that way. You did.
Yes, you
But
did.
like, you realize you look bad and now you're getting called out and you're backtracking, which, is the appropriate move to make, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But I don't think Liz is going to forget this. I feel like this is going
No.
to come up again. I think that this is going to be a thing, and that cut really deep, and you could tell. But she did, like you said, did a good job of holding herself together.
Mhm.
The producers did ask Rula, like, have you forgiven him? And she takes a pause and she's like, I'm still working on it. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. You're
Honesty.
mad at your husband, but you have all this energy for Joellen, which I'm Team Joellen here. This
Yeah.
picture was online.
Yeah. She
She's
didn't
not
find the
the
picture.
one to find it. And then she actually called you as a woman to say, hey, this picture is right out here. People are talking about it in our community, just letting you know that this is out here. But the fact that they went all the way to call her job, to reach
Yeah.
out to HR to try to get her fired. And
Crazy.
did she say she was the bread? No, she pays for everything else except the mortgage. I just thought that
Except for
was
the
a
mortgage,
very
pays all the bills.
random line too. That was just
Yeah.
like, I pay for everything except the mortgage. That's
Yeah.
another husband we haven't met. Oh, have we? I don't know who came to the
We
4th
saw
of
them when
July
they went
party.
out to eat. They had like that oyster date or whatever, and he was like, "I'm gonna
Yes.
get you drunk," and she's like, "I'm either
Yes.
pass out or have sex with you."
Her says, yeah,
So,
or have a
yeah,
nice time with you. Yes. Okay, we met
right.
him. So, yeah, like going all the way to call her job or trying to, destroy like her moneymaker. I
Insane.
just that's too much. Like maybe keep it in your pants and we would not even have to do anything or talk about this,
Yeah, right.
at all.
Bananas.
So yeah. So off camera, the tea is hot in Rhode Island because there's rumors that Rula's husband Brian was arrested late last year after
Oh shit, I didn't hear
allegedly
about this.
placing tracking devices in her car.
Oh no.
But the case was dropped in December after Rula decided not to move forward with charges. So
Oh, that's coming up next
allegedly,
season. Yeah.
because guys, people could throw anything. They're newly famous. I don't know what is or isn't, but
Well, you
there's a
know
lot.
what though? Thinking of the timing of the show, that's probably going to come up because the show starts in July. So like, that might take us up into some part of this season where we see this go down. If not, it'll be next season.
I don't know. The editors like to keep things from us and then we find out after. So who knows?
That's true. They try to do that shit.
Who knows? So, okay. So we've gone through all the ladies and a little summary of what's going on. Who would you say is your MVP housewife based on 2 episodes?
I'm going to regret this, but it's Joellen. Joellen, to me, is the star of the show. Liz is the anchor. Joellen is the star right now. And I'm sure she's going to say something racist next week or like hit a baby or something. But like so far, I am loving Joellen on the show.
Damn it. I was hoping you'd have someone different. It's Joellen for me.
She's great. She's good at this.
It's Joellen for me too. It's just, again, I don't know what that says about us, but the fact that someone is enjoying their villainy. And it's like, Ashley was just like, I didn't think you were mean. In fact, like, it was funny to me. So
Yeah.
I think Ashley's more like, I'm going to be on your good side because I don't want to experience this.
I don't want the smoke
out there. So yeah, but she was kind of worked up though at the winery when Rula didn't show up. You could tell like she was a little nervous for Rula to come. I know she was all barking. I was like, let her come, let her say anything. If you're gonna do that, I would open a can of worms and destroy you and all that. But she was very relieved when she wasn't coming. But I will say, going all the way to the back while she was on FaceTime, throwing away her gift box, that was a lot. Like,
Yeah,
She's not coming.
that
It's
was
okay.
too much.
Just
Stop
let
it.
it go. So, okay. Well, Brian, as always, thank you for joining me to talk about this first 2 episodes. Can't wait to see which housewives is going to disappoint us, what else we're gonna find out about these women, and we will stay updated with you guys. So you
Yep.
guys let me know. Let me know who your fave is, who your MVP is, and what you think about the show so far. You know where to find me. Also call MAFS on all of the socials. Please give me a 5-star rating and stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new episodes. Until next time, guys. Bye.